Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the LPF Show, where we talk about video games and other things. So, just a bunch of random things. I've been trying to do these, these little intros. It worked for the LPF debrief. It didn't work so much for this one. But anyway, welcome to episode 28. It is August 17th, 2 days after my birthday. Thank you. Thank you.
Happy belated.
Thank you. I'm an old man now. I'm catching up to Yendi. Thank you. But I'll never catch him because he's older than me. He's an old fart. So anyway.
Not by much. Not by much.
So we got a show for you guys, where we're going to talk about the normal things. So I got my two co-hosts with me. We've got C-Rod. And then we've got Yendi. So
Hello. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm going to start this show off with talking to C-Rod about something that he experienced this weekend. C-Rod, you want to share with the class what you experienced?
I experienced my first con, like major con, and I loved it. I'm addicted to the point where I am actually reaching out to companies to see if I can do a little work. Spent way too much money because I opened up my bank account for the first time today since the weekend, and I was like, yeah. And then
Give us an estimate.
What's that?
Give us an estimate how much you spent.
Okay.
I mean, I think I can guess.
Go ahead and guess.
I'd say 550.
Oh, he's in the ballpark. That's about it. Or maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit lower.
Yeah.
But that's between. Hey, listen. First off, that's between me and my wife, right? Because I brought my wife on Thursday, who the whole time kept telling her coworkers, "Yeah, it's not really my thing," blah blah blah. And right when we stepped on the show floor, gone. She was at every and the way she shops, she's very detailed. And I was like, "Yo, there's so much here. We gotta keep moving. We have to keep moving." We bought a lot of art, and then also from our wedding, we have a little box that says, it's a travel thing for us, so we can take a trip. But we've been married for 2 years, and we haven't been able to take a trip, so we dipped a little bit into our travel fund to have fun at the Comic-Con. So it's just like, okay, this is great. We're gonna have fun. And then Alan has coaxed me into going into another con this weekend, and I got the itch, man. So I'm gonna go spend more money, and it's okay. It's okay.
All I'm saying is Prince Zuko himself is going to be there, so this is totally worth it. And we can't show it to you right now. Well, I can't show you mine, but we got this badass poster.
Yeah, mine's rolled up.
Mine's rolled up, but you guys will see it at some point in the show. In the future, because I'm gonna hang it back there.
This is my second favorite though.
But yeah, so we got posters. It's bigger than that. My poster
way
is.
Huge. Yeah, mine's the same size as yours. Ours is huge. Yeah. This is spirited.
So for the podcast listeners, check out the YouTube if you want to see some of that art. But so I have to get that signed, and now my goal is Zuko's gonna sign this, and whenever I see all of them, I'm just gonna get everyone to sign it. So I think it'd be really dope and really cool. So
also got to meet Christopher Sabbath, which is I got my. Where'd he go? Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Christopher Sabbath is the English voice actor to My Hero.
Yeah, for All Might. And he also does Vegeta, and he Piccolo. Also does. Oh yeah, Piccolo and Strong Arm from Full Metal, and then also met Sean Schmiel. Is that how you pronounce? I always who is the voice of Goku, and they were sitting next to each other. And whenever I was waiting for Christopher Sabbath to show up, or not to show up, whenever I was waiting in line to get my thing signed and get a picture with him and Goku had an argument in the voices, like they were yelling at each other. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so fantastic.
It's one of those things where they do moments like that. Like I remember one of my fondest memories. This wasn't at this con, but I met the voice of Bender from Futurama, who's also the voice of Jake from Adventure Time.
Oh, Adventure Time. Okay.
And he's also the voice of Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War. And we asked him during the Q&A to do other people's lines. So we asked him to do a Bender line in Marcus's voice, and then we asked him to do like a bunch of stuff, and he did it all. And it's one of the craziest things you like, because the way that they switch it off, like switch it on to different characters, is one of the most insane things you'll experience, because you won't believe it, because they sound nothing like those characters.
Yeah.
And then they just make their voices sound completely
It's like we had well, mine was they got Phil Lamar to be Dracula from Grim Adventures of Billy Mandy, and to talk and to do like a Samurai Jack thing. He's like, I gotta get back to the past. I'm Samurai Jack. I'm 80 years old. Like something. It was so funny. It was great. It's fantastic.
But yeah, that amount is a good amount for your first one. You know, as you get more experience, you'll start being like, I just need a little bit here, a little bit there, and I'll go to the next one. But your first
How many
one.
cons have you been to, Alan?
MegaCon would have been my, I want to say 10th or 11th, one of those. So I've been to SuperCon in Miami four times, which is Florida's biggest one, and then MegaCon I've been to I think 3 times, and I've been to one in Dallas, but I haven't been to like the major ones like NYC or San Diego. Like that's the goal, but we'll see. Maybe one day I'll get to those. But I love those. I love going to the smaller ones too, because you get to see a lot of the local artists, and which is one of the main reasons I go, is to get like artwork and stuff like that. So now that once I get a house and get my own room for all that stuff, I'll be able to finally hang it up. But I have a lot of like signed work. Like I've met Chris Sabat before, and I was telling Chris when I was there, I was like, I've met some of these guys so long ago, like when they were giving their autographs out for free. So it's like cool that now they're getting paid to like give out their autographs. But like Chris Sabat, he was doing like a free signing the time that I met him. Like he was like signing at least 3 items, and he was doing it all for free. So
I think it's crazy to see. I think like how deep the fans are for these guys, man. It was insane. Like I mean, whenever I went up to Chris, it was a very quick thing. It was like, hey man, love your stuff. Thanks, brother. Took a picture, everything like that. And then there were some people trying to have like full on like, hey man,
combos.
Like you mean everything to me. Like this is like this is big. Like and they're just like, hey, I appreciate it. They do let them know like, hey man, I'm just a voice actor, but I feel connected with this character too. Like they try to share that moment with that person. So
super cool.
Yeah.
Definitely worth the experience. Yendi, we're going to get you out to one for sure, so you can experience that with us. But yeah, enough about us. Yendi, how was your weekend?
Also, real quick before you do anything, the popping's getting a little bit more consistent. If you can't fix it on the show, it's okay. For our video listeners, if you listen to the podcast, we finally got it to where we're recording separate tracks, so it's not going to be pulled from this, so it's going to be completely different. But anyway.
Weekend was good. I don't really, it goes by so quick, I don't really remember what exactly happened.
You won 2 games of Warzone. Yeah. Oh, this is another thing. Yendi has constantly reminded me, like every time I touch Warzone, I'm like, I hate it. I hate this game. Like, oh, and then he like, puts the little treat out there, and he's like, hey, me and Ryan won 2 games back to back. Oh, word.
We did.
And then I get on, and I wish I was streaming. All right. I'm not going to say who. All right. I'm not going to say who, but we needed to escape. The gas was coming in. Somebody destroyed our helicopter, jumped out of a helicopter. And I said, why? And he said, because I was trying to kill somebody. Cool. All right. We kept splitting up. It was just pandemonium. I mean, it was funny, but at the same time, like the way we were dying, I was just getting really upset. I was like, man, why did I agree to get on this? And then before that, we played Valorant, and that didn't go well either.
You still got to win in Warzone. We pulled it
I
off.
was gone halfway through. Yendi's been getting good. I'm not gonna lie. He carried us to the win. I was out. I was out.
The reason
Yendi's
is, like Alan said,
people?
the people that are good are now in Apex.
Yeah, although you get the you're right.
Duty are the kids, which might explain that 20 kill game I had.
Speaking of Apex, it's not in the news, but somebody, congrats to that one dude that streamed like 53 hours.
Oh yes, that was a what's his name? I forgot, but he did a bronze to Predator.
Yeah,
for 53
solo
hours straight.
Solo, yeah, by
Are you
himself.
talking about It's Timmy?
Yes, it's Timmy.
Yep.
That's his name. Yes.
Congrats to
Yeah.
you, man. I know you're watching. Yeah.
That guy is good at every game he touches. It's insane.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. It
Oh
doesn't
my
matter what he
goodness.
plays. He's legit just a god in everything he plays. But that was his first time like messing with Apex too, and he literally from bronze to pred.
Heck,
That,
no.
that wasn't his first time. He had played before.
I was about to say I'm about to
But I'm talking
uninstall.
about like first time.
He
Really
tried
bad
this
game.
run before, and
Okay.
then he almost got it, and then the second to last game, he had some kind of he froze, so he couldn't get whatever rank he was going for. So
Apex
this was his
Predator.
second attempt. Yeah.
I'll have to
crazy.
give him a chance. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll wait until we get to the story part because I have another Twitch question for you guys. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. He was insane. I watched some of it, not all of it, but he was like, it's hard to do solo queue in Apex, especially when you get to those rankings, because that ranking right there is like, it's insane because the coordination that other teams have is so high that it's just like, I don't know. I don't know how he did it, and I would never try it because I care about my mental health. So So anyway, guys, we're gonna get into a little housekeeping and then get into the news. If you haven't already, guys, check out our latest YouTube video, which is the What If, where we talk about Agent Carter, well, Captain Carter, and then we're also going to do a new one on Thursday, which is going to be the T'Challa episode, which is confirmed, which means Chris and I are going to cry on Thursday. So be prepared if you guys want to see some waterworks on the display because that's what's going to happen. So that'll be out on Thursday. We're also doing another mouse giveaway. We got a SteelSeries Rival 3 wireless that, once we get to 100, we are going to be giving that mouse away and doing all the information and things like that. I'm also going to be doing, once the mouse comes in, Yendi and I have agreed to do like a mini challenge. So I'm going to try a lightweight mouse because Yendi has made fun of my mouse, which is a MMO mouse that I'm super used to.
This is the
And
mouse
now
he's
I'm
getting.
Bro,
going to be
he's gonna
getting-
he's gonna flick shot and the thing's gonna leave his hand and go through the wall or shatter
Because
against the
I-
wall. I'm sorry, that's too late.
Yeah.
It is 48 grams.
Oh
So,
my
yes.
god.
And if you guys don't know, I use an MMO mouse, which is
It's just
this.
133 grams.
So
So you
it's gonna
can
be
see the difference there.
yeah, it's gonna be a big difference. And then I'm going to record some stuff so that we have it and then make a video out of it because I'm ready to make that video.
I
think
want
it's
to
gonna
try
be
an
a fun
MMO
video.
mouse, man. I'm tired of trying to use like my.
Oh, dude, these MMO mouses. My mouse is sick. I'm super used to it now, but
I
I'm
like
down to do it.
having the side. I
Well,
like
this-
using my side
yeah.
buttons a lot. So
because
I
this has
always-
12. So
Oh, never mind. I
got
wouldn't go
12.
that bad. I do the circle
Yeah.
one. There's like the circle one, whatever. It's
yeah,
like 1
the
through
the
5.
Naga.
Get one of these too.
The Naga has like
Huh?
the plate that you can take off, and you
Oh.
can
That's
switch
cool.
it to the circles. You can switch it to a lighter one, or you can switch it to this 12. So, I mean, check that one out if you want. But
Damn.
yeah, so we'll have that for you in the future whenever the mouse gets here. It's gonna take me a little bit because I have to get used to it, but. You never know. Yendi might make me a believer, and then I probably will never use this mouse again. So we will
I'll
see.
probably get to you next week sometime.
All right, so
Maybe
we'll
sooner.
have, so we'll have that for you, and then we'll have the Shang-Chi review. I know Chris, you got your tickets, right?
Hell yeah!
Yeah, Yendi
I'm
didn't
so
get his tickets
excited.
because he doesn't watch those Marvel movies.
You don't like
Yes, I do.
you don't like kung fu movies?
Yeah, I do.
You should watch.
Well, then
this
go
one.
watch Shang-Chi.
These gentlemen don't invite me to anything.
Oh,
I don't like that anime. I don't like the anime whip.
did you see that? Yes, and Yendi. Okay, you know what? We'll discuss this after the show. Mind you, we
TV
invited.
shows don't count.
What? But okay, this is a movie on Thursday.
Yeah, I know. I know what it is.
Second. Okay. I'm actually going to watch it in Brandon. So,
Ah,
oh,
Brandon?
yeah. Because I just, I'm usually go to Tampa and they have Dolby, which I have to watch movies in Dolby. I'm
I live like 5 minutes from there.
yeah, I'm a snob for
If
that
that.
kind of stuff. So, yeah. So we'll have that for you guys. So we're going to go into the show stories and topics. We're going to be talking about a couple different things. One of the big things we're going to talk about is sometime last week, the GTA, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whatever it was, GTA remakes have been kind of announced to be official, which is basically all the PS2 ones that they plan on remaking. The PS2 trilogy, which is GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I remember we talked about this, I think like 3 weeks ago, that, what we want, but like now that it's actually possibly
Now it's
like
all here. Yeah, we're like, oh,
more of a thing. Like, you know what I mean? I just wanted to get into a little bit deeper dive of it. This article is actually by Comic Book Gaming. It's by Tyler Fisher. He says a new report claims Rockstar is re-releasing GTA San Andreas, GTA Vice City, and GTA 3 one pack under the name GTA Trilogy later this year via Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and mobile phones. So they're just milking this all the way through. At the moment of publishing, it is unclear the trio re-releases are going to be remasters or remakes, but early and unofficially detailed suggest will be somewhere in between these two things. That said, since the initial report, other sources have chimed in with a few illuminating tidbits. Okay, for example, Gematsu has since relayed word that they have heard there will be some content changes to make the game more suitable for modern audiences. Unfortunately, Gematsu didn't accompany this with any further insight, leaving fans with nothing but speculation. So, I had some questions for you guys now that we have a little bit more information on the possibility of this. So, Chris, what is something you would like to see them do in this trilogy? Would you like it to be a remake or would you like it to be a remaster?
remake or remaster? Oof. I guess just a remake. I don't know, man. I like because when I got excited, I'm pretty sure they said this was gonna be on the Switch.
All consoles, pretty
On
much.
consoles, I wouldn't mind, playing the original on the Switch, but I guess just a remaster. I don't remember any of those games at all. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, like the story and stuff like that. I get them mixed up, like of who's who and stuff like that. I just remember like just trying to do challenges with my friends, like. All right, let's see who can last longest at 5 stars, or the timer starts when you get to 5 stars, or trying to get in the plane at the military base, all this other stuff, So I think just a remaster is just fine. The games are going to do well themselves. I mean, we'll see if people actually jump on that bus. There's one guy that I follow on Facebook Gaming that always has a bandana and a wife beater. And
like CJ.
Yeah, and he only plays the older GTA's, and it's so funny. It's so funny.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's very hyped about that. But yeah, I think, like I said, I don't think they need to touch too much on it. I guess maybe fix the controls, because a lot of the problem with these older games when they port them is the delay on your controller. You notice it a lot. There's a huge delay, input delay whenever you're playing. So hopefully they fix that. But other than that, I think they're gonna make good money off of it. So
yeah. So Yendi, what would you like to see from would you like it to be a remake or a remaster? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's just gonna be a remaster. I think a remake is too ambitious for them, and they've released something like this in the past. I remember because I almost bought it on the PlayStation. So it's probably just an up-res version of that. I would hope to have updated UI, better controls, like Chris said, and yeah, I'm excited for it because I never really gave any GTA other than GTA 5 a fair chance. That's the only GTA I ever beat. The only other one I played was GTA 4, and I just messed around in the world. That's all GTA is for me. It's just a big sandbox. So
Yeah.
if they can do I did play Vice City a little bit a long time ago, and I did some story missions, but that was a long time ago. I love that world. Thinking about it now, it felt huge at the time, but it's this
so
tiny.
small.
It's so
It's
tiny.
small.
So I'd like to definitely explore that. Hopefully I mean, if it's gonna be a remaster, then everything's gonna be the same with just some graphical updates. The graphics need to be top notch to keep my attention, like straight up. The UI I don't care so much for. That I think that's part of the charm of the game, right? Maybe they just update it somehow. But yeah, I'll consider it if it's less than $70.
It'd be
maybe.
cool.
And
It'd be cool if they can
that-
implement the online aspect of it. If you can jump from like game to game and gain different stuff, I guess, or go to the different cities.
Well, GTA is oh, I see what you're saying. Kind of like Tony Hawk did it.
Yeah.
All those games in one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If
That's
they can
also
keep,
like a
a
rumor
progress
for
and all that.
GTA Online. Yeah, that's a rumor for GTA Online is trying to implement being able to switch. It was like a super early rumor, like that they want to be able to switch you into different areas.
Well, they announced that
I don't
whenever
know if that's
the
true.
GTA 6 rumors were coming up, they said that's what they
Yeah.
wanted to do with that game, but we'll see.
But yeah, and Yendi pointed out my next question, which is how much would you be willing to pay for the remakes? Because you would essentially be getting 3 games in one. And I mean, San Andreas is no slouch in the size of the game. So like, what would you be happy to pay with that would make you be like, I'm instantly gonna get this?
30, 40.
$30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm not wanting to go back. It's not like Mass Effect, the Legendary Edition for me, where the Legendary Edition, I'm like, I'm going to, if they say $70, I'm dropping $70. Like, like, you know what I mean? It's not like these games were great, but they're not in my top like 5 or anything like that. They were just fun to play. So, if they're gonna charge like new game prices, I just excuse me, I might as well just go back to 5 and just play on 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same. I think 40 is it's a nice sweet spot. Granted, I never have played San Andreas, and I've always heard so many things about it.
It's
As
one
far
of
as
the best.
how good the story is, and then how
Customizable your character is.
yeah, and how the world is really I guess it feels alive. There's always something to do. Like it feels almost like an RPG. I've heard.
It does because
that.
in San Andreas, you actually, if you went to the gym, you actually built muscle, and it affected the game to like where if you punch somebody when you're super strong, they like fly. If you ate too much, like if you ate too much, like Clucking Bell, which is their chicken place, you would get fat. Like, you know what I mean? And you could burn it if you went to the gym. Like even running stamina, like when you ran into the streets, that messed with your weight and stuff like that. So that one was the most RPG of them all, even including 5. It really was one of those games where no matter what you like, if you had your shooting meter also kind of like GTA Online, where when you shoot, your shooting meter went up, so your accuracy was better and things like that. And that had a lot of those features that are from GTA Online was actually in that game. So like robbing, like a bunch of stuff. Like it's crazy because I know Vice City was like the first one that actually allowed you to go inside of places that weren't mission based. So San Andreas kind of let you do that whole thing a lot more. So like you can go into the food spots, you can go into grocery stores, you can go into the gym, you could play basketball. Like there was a lot to do in GTA San Andreas. So me, I would like that. I mean, if any of them to replay and then have a remaster of, I think that would be everyone's like selling point. And I think a lot of people would buy it just to get that. I don't know. I agree with you guys. I don't think it should be $70. $70, I feel like is a stretch, but it also depends on how much they remaster it, right? Like if it's like a full on,
it comes out this year, right?
yeah,
they said it's still coming out this year. I was like, holy crap.
But I mean, they've had a lot of time to work on these, and to not think that they didn't have these on the back burner, especially it coming out for the previous, what is now the previous gen, right? But like the Xbox One and stuff like that. So like, I would pretty much assume that it, it was perfect for this timing. So I don't know. I personally would like to see a little bit. The graphical updates is going to be big because nobody wants to see those stuck hands together. I'm interested what they do for GTA 3, being that the main character did not talk in that one. So it worked for the time because he was a mute, and they kind of just told you all of like that. They kind of like had that dialogue where that one person just does all the talking. So I'm interested to see if they decide to make him talk or if they stay like natural to it. So
I wonder if
I think that's something I would see.
I wonder if they'll have the co-op aspect. I remember trying to like run around the city and you would have to find a like little medallion and be like, oh, co-op, finally.
That was another thing San Andreas had. Co-op was also part of San Andreas. Like San Andreas had, and San Andreas's world was insane because then you had like the little Vegas area. Like That would I think would be the most ambitious of the remake, like if they do a remaster. So I'm curious to see how much they do, especially with the game coming out this year. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed, but again, it's still a rumor, so who knows, right?
Tell you
It's
what,
not
man,
official.
put it on Game Pass, and then I can put Game Pass on my Steam Deck, and then I'll play it on my Steam Deck.
There you go.
All right, there we go.
Hey, I'm not mad at that. I'm
No.
not mad at. So, all right, we'll get into, well, pretty much the next question would be, do you guys plan on getting it? But we actually just answered that. So we'll just go on to the next topic where we're going to be talking about Pokemon Presents, which is happening tomorrow. And it's a topic that, we have our resident Nintendo Pokemon enthusiast hater, Yendi, is going to love to talk about this one. So, Pokemon Present is tomorrow. It is going to be super early, I believe. It is 6 p.m. Pacific time, 6 a.m. Pacific time, which makes it 9 p.m. our time, which is
Dang, they want to wake you up early and piss you off? That's crazy.
yeah. So, but they actually have released what they're going to be talking about, which is getting fans excited because it's going to be Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Legends. I forgot how to pronounce that.
Of Arceus? Arceus?
Yeah, Legends of Arceus. So
the free roaming one? The big one?
Yes.
They're gonna talk about that?
All three games that people actually want to hear about they've announced it. It's on the Pokemon Twitter. It says, attention, this article is from IGN. It's from Matthew Proslow. He said, it says the Pokemon Company has announced that it will hold a new Pokemon Presents stream on Wednesday, August 18th. The stream, which will begin at 6 a.m. Pacific time, will feature new information about the upcoming Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remake, as well as Pokemon Legends. So the tweet itself says, attention trainers, tune in to our YouTube channel on Wednesday, August 18th, 6 a.m. Pacific, for Pokemon Presents video presentation on Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Legends. So that brings me to the question, and I'm going to start with Yendi because I know he's itching to talk about this. And what he labeled the timestamp was pretty funny. But anyway, so I want to know, Yendi, name something that you would that will make you totally sold on getting Legends. What is something that they could put in that game that will make you go, I have to get it? Because I know you're kind of questionable on it. I know you're probably going to end up getting it, but I want to know if there's something that, like, if they announce it tomorrow, you would instantly be like, I'm changing it to a buy.
First of all, the frame rate, because that's still one of the biggest things that people notice, and I'm not the only one. You can look it up.
Okay.
That thing looked like a complete booty hole. Like, it was running at
Wait,
like
wait,
3
wait,
frames per second.
no. You're talking about Arceus.
Yes.
Arceus.
Okay. Making sure. I was like, I'm like, Diamond. I was like,
Yeah.
what frame rate? There's not gonna be frame rate there.
Yeah, I'm definitely not the only one who's complained about how crappy the graphic quality looked on that trailer. Being early or not, it still looked terrible. I don't think they should have shown it. If you guys have ever played Sword and Shield, you'll know it'll look familiar when you go into the wild area. That's what Legend of Arceus looks like to me. It just looks like they took that mechanic and expanded it.
Well, that's what I think it was a test. I think that's why they did the open area and you did raids with your friends and stuff like that. I think it was a test to be like, can we actually do this? And yeah.
So in order for me to say, yes, I'm buying it day one, they have to really flesh out that world, because if they're going open world for the first time, they have to do it right. And because a lot of people, me included, have been waiting for a Pokemon just like this, and they only have one chance. I mean, people are still going to buy it like crazy, just like, COD players buy it every year. But for me, I'm probably going to wait this time. I usually pre-order these games no matter what, and I play them. But after Sword and Shield, I stopped doing that. I'm like, I'm going to stop with the Pokemon games because so far it's been pretty bad. They have to have a fleshed out open world. They have to have more towns and cities that you can go into, not just a bunch of dead areas, where traversing is not fun anymore. They have to have a fast travel, depending on how big the system is. If something like the glider would be cool, like in Legend of Zelda, or just flying on an actual Pokemon would be cool too. So yeah, being able to get around quickly and efficiently is a big thing. Populated open world, maybe random quests to do, because they have to have gyms as well. I have a big big list of ifs,
Yeah.
but the biggest thing is that open world has to be what every little kid who played Pokemon back in my day imagined it would be. And hopefully, in the time that we're in now, Game Freak knows that, and they're really gonna give us something special. I'm holding out hope. So that's for Arceus.
All right, and then Chris, what's something that will, if they say it tomorrow, you're like 100% in?
If they show me a cool fishing experience, I like fishing in games. I know it sounds weird, bro. It sounds weird, but I think fishing in Pokemon and like that scale would be pretty dope. It's like
I have a theory that all great games have fishing in it.
Yes.
So
Yeah. That's why I'm still waiting on Moonglow Bay. Whenever that's a game that's been on my list that's gonna be on my list for a while. But
you don't like Pokemon's simple fishing mechanic they have now,
where it just bobs and you pull, right?
Yeah,
I'm okay with it because like I got really addicted in Animal Crossing, but Animal Crossing pissed me off because of the sea bass crap.
Yeah.
That's fun. You want more fleshed out.
Yeah.
At least it's not Stardew, because Stardew fishing ain't no joke.
That is some bull right there, man. That is like harder than real fishing.
But
which is going to Game Pass, by the way. I had to sink that in.
Oh, I didn't know that. I will finally try that game. There for Diamond and Pearl, I think I'm just gonna get regardless. I think I will enjoy those games. Unfortunately, I think that Arceus is literally gonna be like, they're gonna show up and be like, hey, unfortunately, we don't have too much to talk about Arceus. We hope that you join us and blah blah blah. But in the meantime, here, look at this updated wildlife, and then they're gonna show us a little bit of the wild. You're gonna hear the snap, and then it's gonna go to the wildlife, and they'll be like, "We hope you continue to support us," and blah blah blah, and that's gonna be it. I don't think it should be part of it. The frame rate thing's not gonna happen because the reason why everybody let go of the frame rate thing is because everybody thought about the Switch Pro. They're like, "Hey, it's probably gonna look better on the Switch Pro." That's not happening right now, so it's kind of like.
I mean, I think they do have to show something because this game is slated for January, right?
Is it? Oh my God, they're so screwed. I hope not. I really hope not. But
it's slated for January, and remember in our earlier episodes we kind of said that they might release the Pro with that. I think that would be a good move, personally. But January, I mean, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl comes out in November. So I feel like, obviously I think the bulk of this, which goes into our next question, but I think the bulk of this is going to be Diamond and Pearl. But I do think you have to show enough of enough of Legends, at least, at least some type of gameplay. Because for you to come out in a game in this would be 6 months from now, essentially? Not even 5 months. So
that's nuts.
Yeah. So if you plan on doing a January release, which is what I said about Horizon also, was you can't just be oh, I'm going to drop this in June. And then they were expecting to drop that in November, but their first trailer was in May. That doesn't work. You know what I mean? So I think you do have to see some type of, maybe not fleshed out, but I think you do have to see some actual an actual battle menu. I think you do have to see some of that stuff. If we don't, then I will agree with you, and I think that we will not get that release in January.
Also, another thing that would be day one, if I would go and pre-order it, is if they tell me that I can run, I can jump on with you guys and we can do everything together, literally, not just raids. Yeah. I'm able to we're able to just literally run around together and just do whatever. That'd be dope.
That would be cool. I think, yeah, and I agree with that, but I don't think they would have enough to put in a full co-op. Yeah.
But I'm saying if they told me, hey, we're working on it to where you're going to be able to hang out with friends, you're going to be able to run around, you want to battle, throw down right there in the park, all this other stuff, I think it'd be great. That was one of my, I keep going back to thinking about Animal Crossing, and that was one of my favorite things, was actually bringing friends over to the island. We would fish together. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that I wish Animal Crossing did, and I kind of hope Pokemon can feed that. And that could be different. That would be cool stuff. Also, this would be a perfect chance, if you did do co-op, to bring back those mini games from Pokemon Stadium. Like do some mini games or something like that, man. Like we all love those things, man. And it is, I feel like it's so easy to just be like, here's a little mini game for you guys or something.
Yeah,
you know.
I think like Yendi said though, there has to be some like a lot of oomph behind that world. Like, side quest is, I feel like it is like a necessity in any open world, right? So like, I know Pokemon doesn't normally give you like side quest style missions, but I feel like if you're gonna be in an open world, like catching a few Pokemon that wouldn't be along your way would kind of be like a side thing that you would have to do so you could get some extra XP or whatever the case may be. But I feel like that totally has to be a thing, because if you're doing a very linear open world, then people are just going to get really tired of it.
Because they could do something,
and it's going
to
drop it real quick. So I do agree with that. I do nice fleshed out. What game does that? What's that other game you were talking about, Yendi? The other Pokemon, the Pokemon style kind of game. It starts with a T.
Temtem?
Yeah.
What is
so
it?
They have Temtem, right?
Temtem.
They have a really good co-op feature where you actually can do all your missions with your friends. So if they can stem something like that where you can do like group battles and things like that, I think that would be my like for sure buy. Like if I can play the game with my friends, which is usually when you have the most fun anyway, I would totally buy it day one. So.
Yeah, I think I also think like if they take the Super Smash approach of like throwing everything in there, for like as soon as you said side quests and stuff, I'm automatically thinking of like the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and Detective Pikachu stuff. Like, hey, my little sister went missing in the mountains and blah blah blah. We heard there's like this mysterious Pokemon's been taken. You know what I mean? Like you go investigate, you go do that stuff. They can add a little piece of all those games in there, and I think it would be great. So
we'll definitely see. Yendi, do you think we'll see any surprises tomorrow? If you do, what do you think it would be?
Let's see. What are they? They're just talking about
those 3 games.
The remakes. So I know they probably won't give any indication on the next generation because we'll probably want to focus people on this. No, maybe another Switch bundle that people are going to gobble up. No, not at all. It's probably going to be a very boring, straightforward, typical Nintendo or Pokemon Presents. The last Pokemon Present that was good was back at X and Y, I think. I at first I wasn't very excited about these remakes, the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but I've had that itch start up in the past few months, and I really want a Pokemon game, not the crap that's Sword and Shield or the mobile one that just came out, which is it's just not for me. It's too slow. It's too slow. It was cool at first, but I need something that it's a little bit quicker. But I'm very excited for these remakes. Not so much about the art style, but I'll get over it. Hopefully they don't change the story too much because the Elite Four in that game was really cool, and I love all the gym leaders in there. The world was really cool. And if they hold back Pokemon like they did with Sword and Shield, which is one of the biggest things that people were pissed about, right? If they don't give me every single Pokemon that's been in the game prior to that, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna riot. And I know Nintendo. I bet you they're gonna release those Pokemon as DLCs later on. I guarantee it.
Listen,
but
they better not do that because people are already pissed.
Well, you remember the Pokemon Bank scandal thing that was going on? Everybody's like, "What the hell? You're charging me to import my Pokemon now?" What?
No, Pokemon Bank was not bad. I have it.
That's what people said. Fine. It's not bad, but I never went into it. I was like, I don't want to do that.
I do remember when it was introduced. It was a big thing, and people were pissed off. Me too. But I used it, and it's really cool to be able to take your Pokemon between games and all that. But the other big thing I need to see from Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond is I want to see the Pokemon from that region in the early areas. I don't want to see Pidgey for the 16,000th time. I want to see Golbat, Zubat. I don't want to see them. I want to see Diamond and Pearl Pokemon. Period. Yeah. And then leave the others from other generations, towards the later half of the game at least. So.
I agree with that. I think that's one of the biggest things for me too. Is just, especially now that you don't have to, I guess, like copy code as much. I think it should be so much easier for them to put those regional Pokemons in the early stages, so that we're not running into PG freaking 5,000 times in like one walk into the cave, and you're just like, oh, it's another Pidgey. Like I already have one, so I totally agree with that 100%. So yeah, I don't. But yeah, I'm excited for them also. Like I do want to see what they do. Like Yendi, I have been getting an itch to play Pokemon again. I've been playing Unite and actually enjoying it. It is for me a very basic MOBA, which
it's a good intro.
is not a bad thing.
If you've always wondered what MOBAs were like, it's definitely a good intro to.
It's not a bad thing, but when you've played, like, because I used to play League like solely. When you go from League to playing that, you tend to notice like what kind of a scale, and it also makes me infuriated that people still don't understand the concept of MOBAs, and that it's a team game, and that the objective is to score, not to chase people down when you get slowed and you die. So if zone people out and then score. That's all you have to do in the game. And then when Zapdos is there, you kill him. That's it. Like it's simple, okay? So when I jump on rank, please, people, if you're watching the show, help me out, okay? So, but I've been enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie.
Also, for the surprise thing, I think we get a Switch OLED Pokemon like version of it. And then what a surprise that I would like is if they randomly said like, hey, there's actually gonna be a what are the games called again? What is it? Something Pearl. Brilliant Pearl and whatever. If they do Emerald, because Emerald was my favorite Pokemon of all time. So, but that was Sapphire and Ruby.
Are you talking about the Platinum? Pokemon Platinum.
Platinum would be the next.
Oh yeah, it would be Platinum. Dang it, never mind.
No wait, it was Gold, Silver.
That's what they should have done to begin with. They should have just.
It was. What's the order? Wasn't it Gold, Silver, Platinum? I thought Platinum was with the Gold and Silver.
No, because Platinum was Giratina as the legendary, who is the.
Yeah.
Dang, so Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald were prime. Then for me, those were the three. But Emerald was my favorite Pokemon, like always. But okay, well, never mind. About my surprise, Switch OLED,
yeah,
Switch OLED.
Yeah, that was with which my brother just pulled that card, by the way, which is the most expensive card in that new set that's coming out
for now.
Which card?
For now?
No.
Yeah, he pulled it yesterday. Not yesterday. At the con on Saturday.
That crap was funny, dude. And he was walking around trying to get it graded.
Yeah, he had it like he literally. Like, it's so funny because he pulls the card. Like I wanted to stream it, right? Because I was like, oh, this would be a good thing to stream. Like, you know what I mean? What if he pulls it? Whatever. So like I had that feeling in my gut. And I was like, maybe I should record it, right? And then like he started opening the packs and I was like, damn it, you can't do that now. Like I can't do it because I had my, set ready to go. And then he pulls the card and like he just like pulls it and then just goes silent and like it's like facing the wall. And I was like, he pulled the card, didn't he? And then sure enough, he was like, I pulled it. And I was like, you mother. Like,
what was also funny was at the con, the first guy we saw we went to, he's like, oh yeah, I want to get something graded. And he's like, oh well, let me see the card. And he gives him the request, and the guy goes, oh, like the
like,
guy was just like,
wow.
Yeah.
Pretty good luck. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. But all right, moving on. We're gonna talk about Chris's favorite game. We're gonna talk about Chris's favorite franchise, Call of Duty, releasing a trailer called Call of Duty Vanguard, which is supposed to premiere in what, 2 days, 3 days, the 19th? Isn't it something like that, right?
19th, yeah.
Yeah, so Vanguard, if you guys haven't seen, they dropped the trailer. COD dropped the trailer, which was kind of like World War II-ish kind of stuff, which, if you guys remember, a bunch of fan backlash was going on for that because no one wants to go back to World War II. I think everyone, I can speak for everyone, has World War II fatigue. And if you want to play a World War II game, you still, to this day, have an abundance of World War II games you can play that have just came out like last year. Like, you know what I mean? So everyone's tired of it. So COD still decides, you know what? We're going to drop the Vanguard trailer
to the same company. The same company That's what I don't get. You had a World War II game. I'm sorry, I'm going off now. All right, you had a World War II game. All right, you gave it to Sledgehammer. Okay, it failed. It failed, and then you said, you know what? We should make another one of those games, and we should give it to the same company that failed the first time. What?
And I think we found our we found our TikTok, by the way.
Bro, I'm pissed because also, right? You can't. Sledgehammer, I love you guys. I hope it goes well. I do. Okay, but let's not forget that also Treyarch had to jump in this year to save you guys because your game was not ready. Hopefully it is. We'll see. Probably not. Okay, probably not. But I
was confused by this whole thing. So is this like an add-on to Verdansk, or is this like a separate game?
It's gonna be I think it's gonna be an add-on, but also a separate game, because even the pros right now, I'm big in the CDL. Like, I love watching CDL and stuff like that. I keep up with the pros. Even the pros were like, don't tell me that I'm gonna have to spend another year of just like, I have to. It's their career. They have to play the game. They have to if they want to make a living. I mean, I know they can all go to streaming now, but also, like, they don't want to do that. They're hungry. That's what they want, but they have no support right now. Usually they have to wait for a Treyarch game. Even with Cold War, I like a lot, actually. I enjoy it. It has its problems, but I love what Treyarch puts out, right? They have to, this will be the first Call of Duty, I'm saying it now, this will be the first Call of Duty that I'm not pre-ordering. I'm not going back. I don't want to. Nobody, like Alan said, nobody wants to. All right. I jumped on I'm playing a World War II. Wait, is it World War II? Battlefield 5? Yeah, right? We're playing that. And the only reason why I'm playing that is to hold me over until 2042. That's it. Okay. If I want to play a World War II game, I'll play that. I don't want to play that game at all. I will be on Halo, and I will be on Battlefield 2042 with all the futuristic stuff with grappling hooks, camouflage. I don't care. Jetpacks, I don't care. I will be there. Keep it. I will be watching the CDL and the Pro League from that point, and then maybe when the game goes on sale, I'll probably give it a try. If there's a free beta, obviously I'm gonna try it, but I will not be buying this game. I told myself I'm not going to do it. Sorry.
Oh, all right. Yendi, you want to follow up after that epic rant?
I think Chris speaks for a majority of us with his points. I just want to know. I want to be in that meeting room when they said World War II. Let's do it, guys.
Like, if I was one of those texts, I'd be like, I'd slide my chair out. I'd be like, yeah.
That sounds like a management took it upon themselves to decide for the development team. Like, hey, you guys are doing World War II this year, and everybody's like, oh shit, you got to be kidding me. Dumb decision. I think the devs know. I think they're fully aware that fans do not want this. Nobody asked for this. The only reason I can see this happening is that this game's been in development since Battlefield 5, which I just cannot see that being a thing. Because I feel like, I don't know if one of you want to look it up and see when it was released, Battlefield 5, but there's no way that that's the case unless Sledgehammer was that far behind, or maybe they had started development on that, stopped to help on Warzone or Cold War, and then picked it back up, and then that's the only thing that Activision Blizzard had, right? Other than that, I just don't see the reasoning behind it. It doesn't make any sense. They must know that they're gonna lose this.
The thing that sucks about it, dude, is that it could literally come out and it can get all the reviews that says this is literally the best Call of Duty in years, and nobody wants to play it because we've already been in that time era that we just don't want to play. It's literally not the game. It's the era of time. Figure something else new. Give us something new. We want something new, especially in this dryness of what we have. And then also they're going to put it in for Verdansk, right? With a different engine, and it's going to run like crap. It's not going to be good.
Yeah. So
that's Battlefield... if it is a separate game, which I'm sure it is going to be, actually, if they were smart, it would just be an add-on to Verdansk, a separate game. Yeah. Obviously, they got to have the annual cash grab, but I feel like that's just gonna be.
They need the multiplayer. They have to have multiplayer. They have to.
Maybe
if they do a Call of Duty without If they do a Call of Duty without a multiplayer, the franchise is gone. That's it. The whole Call of Duty is built on multiplayer.
The only other thing I can think of is if they're really pulling a fast one on everybody, and the whole World War II thing is just a ruse, just to get people all pissed off, and then finally pull the veil off and be like, hey, just kidding, this is actually set and blah blah blah. But I guess is it too early to do that? Is it too early to mess around with people? If it's not, then what I expect in game, in Warzone during Verdansk, I am calling it now. I see portals coming up throughout the map where you can go back in time and come back to the future at will. That's gonna be the integration. It sounds far-fetched, but if you think about it, it's Call of Duty. They're not beyond this bullshit. So calling it now, you guys can refer back to me.
They do have that door thing,
50
don't
minutes
they?
in.
They do have the door thing, yeah.
That door thing that transfer you to different places. So that's not as crazy as it sounds.
The only way they save it is if somebody goes back in time and then they're like, hey, it was a butterfly effect. And actually World War II has all these futuristic weapons. This is crazy.
If you go on the Vanguard teaser site,
yeah.
I think it's where it's at, they show a map on a table. And if you look at the map, there's outlines of what seems to be Verdansk to me. But there's a World War II weapon on top of the map. So I could be completely wrong, could be misreading it, but it looks like that's Verdansk to me. So
we'll see. That I will tell you right now, especially with one of the biggest people in the Call of Duty scene, Nadeshot, who helped build the scene, when he saw it, he said, don't tell me I'm going to spend another year back in this time period. And I was like, yeah, that sets it off right there. And everybody, they have to come in strong. And what sucks is that I know these Sledgehammer guys have been you can't stop midway through building a game and be like, hey, people don't like it. Like, we're going to have to stop. They can't do it. They're going to have to finish it. So unfortunately, they could, but it's not going to, I feel bad for those guys that are working hard in this game. And like I said, what's going to suck is that this literally can come out and be the best Call of Duty ever. Just nobody's going to want to play.
The thing about it is you totally can stop, and Call of Duty has the luxury, Activision has the luxury to be able to do that. Not to mention that they could stop full production and still, like we've said like in other episodes, if they take the year off, people will play Warzone for the year. Like a year waiting for another Call of Duty. So you have something that's a buffer. You have Cold War and stuff like that. You have those games. So people will be okay or taking a year off and not getting that yearly cash grab or getting that yearly game if you come out with something better the following year. So I totally do think they could just stop production on this game, and it's not too far unless they're not making a separate game and this is a complete just an add-on, which I mean, it is a possibility. I don't know exactly. I think that's what they should do. I do think they should just continue with it not being a year. Like, they should take the year off. Because, I mean, in my opinion, Battlefield just has to execute properly, but everything is already in place for them to take over. So I think, I think you just take the L. Like Call of Duty, just sit back, take the L, and then come back.
Refresh, man. Just build your game. Like, stop trying to do this rotation thing of like, hey, every company has, let's refocus up. All right. But the best thing that can happen to them this year, right? The way it's saved. Call of Duty Vanguard, we find out, is an add-on. On that day that they show us what's going on, they also release saying Modern Warfare 2 is those rumors were right. It is remastered. That's what's going to be your multiplayer this year, and then it'll be fine. Too. It'll work. It's not going to be like, oh my god, like people are going to go nuts for Modern Warfare 2 remastered, right? It would be a great saving grace for that if that happens, but.
I mean, they could do a Vanguard they could do a Vanguard add-on, like you said, and then do that as their multiplayer. And it would, I guarantee you, if they did do that, it would make the same amount of money if they released Vanguard. Like, it would make way more money than releasing Vanguard separately. Also, Battlefield 5 came out in 2018, which, I mean, is what, 5 years ago, essentially?
And then also the next company that has it for Call of Duty, if we get it next year, will be Infinity Ward. So hopefully it's good. I did like the new Modern Warfare that they made.
I love the new Modern Warfare.
It's great. It felt great. But also the other thing is, No, I'm going blank. I'm losing the freaking thing. Come back to me.
All right, so yeah, so basically, I like I said, I saw this trailer and I wasn't impressed. Chris, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I got it. I just wanted to bring up the anti-cheat. They finally announced that they have an anti-cheat, right? After everybody switched, and it's been they said, "Oh, we've been working on it for a year." We've been working on it for a year. People have been complaining about it, right? And then you don't say anything like, "Hey, we're working on it." You didn't say nothing until you said, "Hey, we have an anti-cheat coming out. By the way, we've been working on it for a year." Yeah, after everybody's gone. Thanks, Call of Duty. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they've really dropped the ball within this last year, especially with the way that other games have been progressing. And now people, and I think this is what's really going to hurt them, is now that these big people who keep that game, like, you know, at a high like level of seeing like viewing rates and stuff like that, are now jumping to other games. And I think that's going to make them want to step up because, like, again, competition is the best thing for gaming, because once competition comes out, people stop slacking. Call of Duty has been on top for so long that I feel like they've settled and they've like, okay, we're fine. People are always going to buy our games. And now that they're getting that competition, now that Battlefield's looking strong, Halo's coming out this year, which is going to be free to play. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like they really have to look at themselves in the mirror now and go, wait, we actually have some problems. Like Apex is taking off. So I think it's going to be an interesting year for COD. That trailer, I mean, I will do anything to not play in World War II, another World War II game ever again in my life. I don't want to go back there. I don't want to have a game that takes me back there. I just don't want to play another World War II setting ever, ever, ever again. I'm so tired of the 25 years of me playing video games that I can guarantee there's been a World War II game every year within those 25 years. Like, it's so annoying, and we're all done with it. It's fatigue. We're all done.
The only way they get me on it. All right. There's the only way. There's one way. If it says Call of Duty Vanguard and then underneath it says by David Vonderhaar, only way. If Daddy Von is making the multiplayer, I'm on it. I love that man. I will follow that man. We're good. But unfortunately,
you got fucking World War II soldiers wearing fucking unicorn outfits.
That's fine. Out of here. That's fine. Get the fuck out of here. Because he's about making video games. He's all about making the games, and that's fine. He made Blackout. He
disgraced the World War II soldiers with all his bullshit cosmetic. Come on, man. Leave it alone.
Nope. That's
the game is done.
He knows how to make multiplayer games. He doesn't make the cosmetic. He knows how to make the game. Go ahead.
All right, moving on to the last topic we're going to talk about, which is Intel is going to be releasing a GPU, which is they've done it in the past, but they're going to be releasing their first gaming GPU. They're prepared to take on AMD and Nvidia. This is also an article that is from IGN by Taylor Lies. And it says Intel, the company best known for its CPUs, has announced it's entering the GPU market with its first line of consumer graphic cards arriving next year. The Arc Band will serve as an Intel foothold in the market, offering both hardware and software-based graphic cards. Intel also confirmed that Arc series will span multiple hardware generations, with the first generation codename being Alchemist, previously known as DG2, not DG as Daniel George, who we know, and slated to arrive in desktops and laptops in early 2022. So I am interested in this just because we're going to have another GPU in the market. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on this would be, but like, are you guys surprised that Intel is getting into the GPU game?
Okay, good.
No, I've heard rumors about them getting into this, and it only makes sense. That way they can have, they can make entire motherboards with their stuff, CPUs, GPUs, everything. They have memory too. They could offer an entire Intel PC, and it's crazy. I think it's definitely good. I welcome this, even if their crap is crappy, right? I don't think it will be. I think their stuff is going to be really good. But the best thing about it is that GPU prices will go down as a byproduct of it. I mean, hopefully, right? Because and it all depends on supply and demand and how much Nvidia is still in the news. Then how good Intel's GPUs are, but I think they're gonna start off strong. It seems like they're starting off with the notebooks to test out a lot of stuff there, and then release like the beefier GPUs, maybe like the 2080 style, to compete with Nvidia. But I look forward to it. I want to see what they can do. And again, competition is good. I think this is going to be 5-10 years down the line. We're going to have super cheap PCs, because the most expensive thing you can buy right now is a GPU. And
Yeah.
if you can get those costs down, I see a higher level of entry for a lot of people who have never had the chance or will never get the chance to, because PC gaming can be expensive up front. So yeah, let's go Intel, get it together and get these boys some competition.
Yeah, and I mean most of those cards we were supposed to have with the 3000 series. We were supposed to have them go down like the prices, but because the demand became so ridiculous, it actually just boosted all the prices because they don't have enough. But remember, those prices initially, those MSRPs, were like affordable, and then now it was like, well, you can't get one unless you have $1,000, or you have to buy a pre-built. So, which is almost $1,000,
Which could have been the
anyway.
plan all along.
I mean, of course. I mean, it could have been. Who knows? I know that if it was up to them, they would love to be able to have all of the products, so they're making the more money and not the second market people who are selling it for $3,000. So I know Nvidia would like to be making that money. So I think it sucks for them. But yeah, Chris, what do you think about this? Are you surprised by Intel coming out with GPUs?
I am not. I think they're going to be crazy expensive when they first come out. So we'll see what happens. I think they're going to overshoot. I like Yendi said, I kind of like that there's going to be competition. I do think things are going to get cheaper. But yeah, I think eventually they're just going to they're just going to make their own thing. It's just going to be like, hey, you buy the chip with the motherboard and the GPU, like it's all going to work together and it'll be perfect for you. I just hope that it doesn't turn into like I buy Intel's GPU and it's gonna suck with like AMD stuff, or you know what I mean. It's just like works best with everything Intel. Like you know what I mean. That's what I hope it doesn't get into. And then real quick, also speaking on Blackmagic's Travis Scott comment, you're not far off if they're because they are showing the trailer in Verdansk. I think they're doing an in-game event for you to see. So they're gonna try to follow the Fortnite route. So yeah, but yeah, with Intel, it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see what they look like, because Intel's motherboards, at least, they're not like
they don't have motherboards.
Oh, not motherboards. Okay, I'm thinking of I'm like I'm picturing of Asus is like the like the RGB, like the fancy flashy ones. So never mind. But Intel is going to be, like I said, it's going to be expensive. I think they're going to overshoot it, and we won't see that price drop for a while. I don't think. I think it'll be a little bit whenever they come out, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. I think, like Indy said, I think overall all GPU prices will start to lower, because the more items that are in the market, the lower those prices tend to get, because now you're having competition, and they're usually going to start to try to shortcut people. So I can see Intel being Intel and being like, well, we have the best thing, so we're going to drop it for $1,300, and everyone's going to be like, no, because they're going to be like, we can get an Nvidia or an AMD for cheaper, and they've been in the game longer for making these gaming stuff. So I think people will be off put by that. But I do think Intel will get their get their footing and be a strong competitor in the game, because again, like you guys said, I think now having everything Intel, you can ship out those computers which are all Intel stuff, and then it'll actually be cheaper to make, because you probably already have most of these the hardware for it anyway, and then you can sell it at a premium price anyway. And then as long as you get good reviews on it, right, those things will sell. People will get excited, and people will start buying them up. So I think it's a good thing, because, like I said, competition's always a good thing, especially when it comes to pricing and things like that. So I'm pretty excited about it. My next question was, if it does get great reviews, would you guys get one?
If I can, no. No, I'm not gonna.
Not
I
at
was
all.
about to say if I can afford it, but I'm not gonna be able to afford it.
Yeah.
I actually think I think they're going to undercut Nvidia.
You think so?
I think that's going to be their strategy because they
Okay.
know they're struggling with demand. I think
Yeah.
they're going to undercut them to get a bigger market share quicker, so that they're in more people's houses or
That'd
more
be cool.
pre-built.
Yeah.
So, but as far as buying one, it's usually a bad idea to buy first generation, especially when it comes to hardware like that.
Mhm.
But who knows? They could totally surprise us. But until I see the Digital Foundry
Yeah.
overview review of the GPU, then yeah, I'm not expecting much. I think it's gonna be, like I said, lower end to begin with, and then
Mhm.
they'll beef it up to give even more competition later on to the big boys like the AMDs and Nvidias and others who make them.
Do
So
you
yeah,
do you think they get into the console game?
Mm.
how
No.
so?
You hope so?
No,
No.
how so? How do you?
I don't know. I was just asking if that was like if that would be a
You mean
thing.
like provide GPUs for
Yeah.
future consoles? They totally could, but they have to prove themselves. I mean,
True.
we
Yeah.
already know Intel makes good CPUs, but they've never made GPUs, so
Yeah, it's
well,
gonna
they have to
be.
prove themselves. If anything, we may see it in the next generation of consoles, but I doubt it. I bet you those will still be AMD or Nvidia, and then maybe a generation after that, then maybe Intel, if they're still around making GPUs, then yeah, I could see that happening.
A
Otherwise,
generation after that is you might as well just have a computer by then. Like
I mean, that's what it's
because
trending towards, right? These
yeah,
consoles
because
are
they're
getting so good.
yeah.
So
Or a
These
VR
consoles are
set.
ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, these consoles now are just like, I mean, my Series S is like pretty much what a low grade computer would be at this point. So,
look at these
and
guys in
that's
the
like
comments trolling.
Wait,
who's trolling?
are they
Talking about
trolling or are you being?
Fortnite.
Is Will Smith really gonna be in Fortnite? I need to know. Don't play with
He
me.
probably is. He probably is.
I'd enjoy
Well,
that
I'm
concert. I heard the I heard Ariana Grande's
Ariana.
concert. Yeah, was fantastic, and
It was.
yeah.
I watched it. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't install the game, but I watched it.
I've watched all the concerts so far. I watch them on YouTube. I haven't
Yeah.
been on the game. I watch them on YouTube. I watched the
But
How
Marshmallow
long
one. I
are
watched the,
these?
what?
How long are these concerts?
They're
Honest-
pretty. They
they're-
go
they're
out to
decent.
like yeah.
They're
They're
decently
like a
long.
pretty. Yeah, they go on
An
for.
hour? More than an hour?
I mean, it depends on right. It depends on when you die, though, right? Like or
No,
something like that.
I think it's an hour. I think it's or
Yeah.
maybe 30 45 minutes because you're like your character will fly with these characters, all this other stuff. Like you interact, like the whole thing is interactive. But it's all live, and I just want to see how. I wish I could be in the room to see how it works, because they say it's
Motion
live.
capture?
They say it's live. I don't
Well,
think it's
I mean,
motion capture as in her. I think they're doing the event live. Like I think it's her doing the track. Like I think it's the
She
track,
is, yeah.
and then they're doing everything that's happening to the map. They're pushing out. And I'm like, and the fact that the servers don't crash or anything like that, they have everything ready, is insane. So
Well, I mean,
Black Magic
they-
said, yeah, it's
Server
like an hour.
altogether.
It is.
Yeah.
I think it is, and I think what they do is you can run the test to make sure that all those motions work. So you would already have the coding for it, and then it would just go into play. And then if she decides to join or like whatever, it would just happen. So like they already write all that code and test it, and then they like go, okay, now we're gonna do like throw it into the event.
Kind of
So
like a live custom
they-
lobby. Yeah, I gotta watch. I do have to watch this one. This is the only one I haven't seen yet, but I did see the clips on TikTok, and I did get teary eyed with the the Mac Miller like the walk
the
up to
Mac Miller
heaven, like
tribute.
she's walking up
Yeah.
to heaven and stuff, and I was like, oh, that one
that was
hit.
dope.
Yeah.
That was dope. But yeah, it was pretty cool. They also just did an Among Us thing, but that'll be they're about to do an Among Us thing, but that'll be for a different show. I don't like to give Fortnite too much credit because as
They know
me
how to
and
put on a
Yandy-
show. They know how to put
I'm
on a
with
show.
Yandy,
That's it.
But I feel like they steal a lot of ideas and people just let them get away with it. Like just like I said, the Among Us thing. They're literally putting Among Us like the whole game style inside of their game, just stealing the whole game. So and then it's
Fortnite
just,
is a Kirby of characters.
yeah, they did that. It's just like they stole the ping
dang.
system from Apex. They just all of that stuff. You know what I mean? They don't really come up with the originality besides the original game where they did the whole building and stuff. But I digress. You know what I mean?
I heard they stole that
with
from
you,
Bob.
Andy. Yeah, so
Wow.
enough Fortnite. So yeah, but that's gonna be it for the show, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. Please, please, if you guys haven't already, like, hit all those buttons. Go to the YouTube, subscribe because we're doing a mouse giveaway. Thursday we'll have the video, the what if video for the Star Lord T'Challa, which is Chadwick Boseman's last performance as T'Challa. So if you watch that video and you see Chris and I cry, just grab a tissue.
I'm gonna hit hard, dude. I'm gonna be.
Oh wait, he pre-recorded this?
This is the last. This is one of his last projects.
Oh, that explains a lot why you guys are saying that.
Yeah, like even me thinking about it, I'm already like.
I'm already getting a little choked up about it because also, and the crazy thing is like producers and stuff are coming out and saying like, oh, he came in and he was like, oh, he's gonna put on like a show and all this stuff, and everyone was like, oh, okay, like, you know what I mean. And
also, guys,
they're saying that he knew, like Chadwick already knew that this was probably gonna be his last one. So
also, guys, the last place fire team thing, I know we're under one channel, but that is Yendi typing that in. Kirby does not suck.
I didn't type anything. I don't even have a keyboard.
Yeah,
I have mice everywhere.
Do not listen to Yendi, y'all. Please.
Also, tune in to my channel on Twitch, twitch.tv/coldfever594. I will be streaming 12 minutes on Thursday.
That comes out on Thursday.
That finally comes out. I know it's gonna be on Game Pass. I did buy it on Switch because I'm starting to build on Steam, to build my Steam library for my Steam Deck. But also, that was after I found out that Phil Spencer tweeted out that xCloud works well on.
Because it was always meant to be.
It was always meant to be, but you know me. So yeah, we'll be streaming that.
Who called this? I'm just telling you guys. You can go back and remember. Cloud gaming is here to stay, baby.
Sounds like someone couldn't handle Kirby mains on Smash Bros. Yendi doesn't play Smash. Yendi can't play Smash.
Dang, Yendi.
I don't smash Smash Bros. I smash other things, gentlemen.
Nani?
You smash gentlemen?
That's right. That's what I meant.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's cool.
So, yeah, we're going to. That's it for us. If you guys get to 100, please. We're gonna do a mouse giveaway, so hit the subscribe button. What? I don't have the chat up, so I can't laugh with everyone.
Black Magic said, "What's going on here?" Seaport said, "Pause." Seaport said, "Pause."
Pause.
Hey man,
that's funny.
Hey, so, if he's into that, that's cool. That's fine. But the reason why I'm shocked.
Not into that.
I'm just shocked that it was from Yendi. Literally.
Hey, look, watch this video real quick. Watch this video.
Whoa.
For the audio listeners, we just saw Yendi's cheeks on the
Yeah, we have taken a turn here, ladies and gentlemen. So, but anyway, thank you guys for joining us again. We appreciate all the support you guys give us. We're almost close to 1,000 downloads on podcasts, which is pretty amazing. We'll let you guys know when that actually happens. But again, stay tuned. This week we're gonna have that video as soon as we hit 100. Tell your friends to subscribe to the YouTube so we can give away this mouse, and then we can keep progressing. If you guys want to be on the show, please hit us up. We have the emails. You guys can, I'm pretty sure the people who know us can, text us or whatever the case may be. So please do all those things for us. We appreciate it greatly. We appreciate all the support. And until next time, we'll see you guys next week. Fire Team out.